What if the universe has an end? And what if that end arrives quietly, inevitably, in a distant future far beyond anything we can imagine? The second law of thermodynamics speaks to the fate of the cosmos. Entropy disorder tends to increase, statistically, without end. This is an inescapable current written into the fabric of the universe. So here's what I keep wondering. When everything is over, what remains? If there's a possibility that something still exists in a universe where stars and galaxies have vanished, where even light is gone, what would that be? Today, let's venture into one of existence's deepest mysteries through the question of the universe's end. By the time this video is over, the word ending may carry an entirely different weight. Chapter 1. When all the lights go out. Leave a hot cup of coffee untouched and it grows cold. Set ice at room temperature and it melts into water. We witness this everyday reality without a second thought. But this is far more than a household observation. The irreversibility the second law describes is understood not as an absolute one-way street in the microscopic laws, but as an arrow of time emerging from statistics and initial conditions. And this arrow of time drives the entire universe in a single direction. The observable universe contains at least hundreds of billions of galaxies, perhaps far more. Yet each star shines through nuclear fusion, and that fuel is finite. Current calculations suggest that on timescales of 10 to the 13th to 14th power years, new star formation will cease, and the last stars will burn out and cool. That is thousands of times longer than the lifespan of our sun. It sounds incomprehensibly vast, yet it is finite. Even after stars vanish, neutron stars and black holes will linger. Through a phenomenon called Hawking radiation, even black holes will slowly evaporate over extraordinary spans of time. Even the most massive black holes are predicted to take more than 10 to the 100th power years to fully evaporate, after which usable energy will be exhausted. This is what's known as the heat death of the universe, its ultimate fate. Though this future may change depending on the true nature of dark energy, the force driving the universe is accelerating expansion. In 2024, a cutting-edge observational project called DZ released data suggesting dark energy's properties may be evolving, sparking intense debate across the scientific community. Heat death remains the leading scenario, but it is not a confirmed destiny. Consider this for a moment. What is a universe in which all structure has dissolved? How do we even comprehend a world where the word universe itself loses meaning? But here's where the paradox deepens. In that almost nothing universe, quantum mechanics hints at a strange possibility. Let's explore what could unfold in a cosmos of maximum entropy. Chapter 2. Consciousness and Fluctuations in the Dark. A universe drifting toward heat death. A world of perfect uniformity, devoid of change. And yet, here's where quantum mechanics raises a remarkable question. Does near-perfect uniformity truly persist forever? What are quantum fluctuations? They are the phenomenon by which even a vacuum is not truly empty. Fields fluctuate at the smallest scale. This fundamental trembling of the universe is thought to persist even beyond heat death. There is an experimental phenomenon called the Casimir effect. It stands as one of the representative examples consistent with the idea that the vacuum behaves as a quantum mechanical field. Reality is far more uncertain than we tend to believe. And if these quantum fluctuations are given unimaginably vast stretches of time, they may give rise to something extraordinary. That something is called a Boltzmann brain. A Boltzmann brain is a fleeting fragment of consciousness that could arise spontaneously from quantum fluctuations in a post-heat death universe. This is a thought experiment that depends heavily on the model. Formation probability and timescales shift dramatically depending on cosmological assumptions. Yet the argument holds that after spans of time, like 10 to the power of 10 to the 50th or beyond, the probability of such a structure forming by chance is not zero. I want to pause here and consider something. If Boltzmann brains are possible, could your consciousness right now be nothing more than a chance fluctuation generated by the universe? What if your memories, your emotions, your very experience of watching this video, all of it belongs to a probabilistic structure that flickered into existence for just a moment? This is not a philosophical game. It is a serious question about consciousness and reality that modern cosmology genuinely grapples with. The end of the universe is also a mirror that forces us to reconsider the very nature of consciousness. So, is a beginning concealed somewhere within this ending? Let's widen our lens and explore that possibility. Chapter 3: A beginning hidden within the end. When most people contemplate the end of the universe, they imagine everything simply ceasing to exist. Yet some physicists argue that the ending itself carries the seed of a next beginning. One of the boldest such theories is Penrose's conformal cyclic cosmology. At the heart of CCC, Penrose places the concept of conformal symmetry. If we consider the extreme limit where mass scales lose their meaning in the far future, he argues that conformal, scale-invariant geometry can be mapped onto the early stages of the next Big Bang. The idea is that the far end of heat death could become the cradle of the next universe. Penrose predicted that the CMB, the cosmic microwave background, contains traces left by the universe of a previous cycle. These are specific patterns called Hawking points, and researchers around the world have been comparing them against observational data. However, including statistical analysis, the counter-arguments are strong, and no mainstream consensus has been reached. From yet another direction, there is the no-boundary proposal put forward by Hartle and Hawking in 1983. This approach considers a wave function of the universe with no boundary condition at the beginning, and if time itself was born with the Big Bang, the question of what came before becomes meaningless by definition. If time had no beginning, then the ending too takes on an entirely different meaning. The end of the universe is a concept framed within the structure of time. But if time itself exists only alongside the universe, then the end of the universe may mean the end of time itself. And here's where a profound question emerges that I can't shake. The word end implies something that continues and then stops. But if time itself ends, the concept of after it ends does not exist. Perhaps the end of the universe is not even an ending at all. Let's think about what this means. What we call the end of the universe is a concept that only makes sense when observed from outside the universe. But outside the universe, there is nothing, no one. So the proposition, the universe ends, for whom is that proposition even made? And here lies the deepest paradox of all. The very fact that you are contemplating this question right now is proof that the universe gave rise to consciousness. The universe produced a being capable of asking about its own end. Perhaps the existence of a consciousness that asks about endings is the universe's most astonishing creation. The end of the universe may be not an annihilation, but a process of transformation. Though quantum theory implies fluctuation even in a vacuum, unresolved questions remain, such as vacuum stability, and we cannot say with certainty what ultimately unfolds. Now, let's bring together what this exploration has revealed. Chapter 4: The Endless Quest. Today, we've ventured deep into the question of the universe's end. From heat death to the paradox of the Boltzmann brain to Penrose's cyclic cosmology and Hawking's no-boundary proposal. What emerged through this journey is the profound ambiguity of the concept of ending itself, and just how miraculous it is that conscious beings ask about the end of the universe at all. Let me share 3 insights this exploration has uncovered. First, heat death is a compelling scenario, but not a confirmed future. Standard cosmology predicts heat death as entropy reaches its maximum, but depending on the nature of dark energy, other scenarios remain possible. The 2024 DESI observations have reopened that question, and the eschatology of the universe is an ongoing science. Second, consciousness is a miraculous product of the universe. As the Boltzmann brain hypothesis suggests, consciousness is something that can emerge from the probabilistic structure of the cosmos. The fact that we exist and can ask about the universe's end is the result of 13.8 billion years of cosmic history, an accumulation of chances that border on the impossible. Recognizing that miracle is itself a kind of mind shift. Third, an ending holds the possibility of a beginning. As Penrose's CCC and the no-boundary proposal suggest, the end of the universe may not be a closed door, but an entrance to another cycle. These remain hypotheses, however, and what ultimately happens is a question science does not yet have the answer to. These 3 insights, converge on one overarching question. From whose perspective is the concept of ending even spoken? Through this exploration, my sense of time and existence has shifted. The number 10 to the 100th power is so vast, it resists meaning. And yet, this single second, right now, is a moment unlike any other in the entire history of the cosmos. Even if the universe is marching toward heat death, the fact that we exist in this moment, that we can ask these questions, that cannot be taken away. If the universe's creation of consciousness is its attempt to understand itself, that attempt is not yet over. As long as we keep asking, the story of the universe continues. I want to ask you something. If the universe cycles endlessly, what does your existence here, now, mean within a cosmos that repeats infinitely? And if knowing the end of the universe changes how you should live today, what is your answer? Science does not yet have a response to that question, but it is the asking that moves us forward. To question the end of the universe is inseparably bound to questioning the meaning of your own existence. After this video ends and you return to the everyday, I hope you'll pause for just a moment. When you look up at the night sky, remember that the light from those stars left its source tens of thousands of years ago, and that the consciousness witnessing that light is a miracle produced by 13.8 billion years of cosmic history. The ordinary passage of time may carry a slightly different weight. This single moment of your existence is unrepeatable in the entire sweep of cosmic history. In a universe that may be drifting toward heat death, hold on to this fact, just a little, that you are here, asking questions right now. Share your insights in the comments. Your questions are what drive this channel forward. Thank you for staying with this intellectual journey all the way to the end. From the end of the universe to the nature of consciousness, at Mindshift, we continue to travel the boundary between science and philosophy. Every episode is designed to shift how you see the world, so if you haven't subscribed yet, I hope you will. Turn on notifications so you don't miss the next intellectual adventure. If this channel contributes even a little to your journey of thought, there is no greater joy. Until next time.